All right, so let me just first kind of get into this because I don't want to waste too much time. Yeah, I didn't record yesterday. I guess to keep it simple, or just to be honest with you guys, I in a way fell asleep. I guess you could say that I kind of slacked off yesterday. Although to be honest, I was kind of looking through my memory card since we have officially ended the little series from Great Falls Park. I'm kind of back to my little crisis now. Granted, I was taking, or I was at least attempting to capture photos in the meantime while I was, you know, relying on the photos I took in Great Falls Park. But again, with my schedule, with work, and just kind of timing in a way, I wasn't very, I wasn't very successful with that. So in this case, with this video, I mean, if we were to look here, it's just another picture in DC, nothing too special to begin with here. To be honest, I really should know this building because, I mean, I drive by it almost every day or at least every week, but I'm stupid. But anyways, yeah, so I was I was debating if I was gonna record or not, which I ended up not recording yesterday. But although even though I was unsuccessful in recording, I was somewhat successful with capturing a photo, believe it or not. And this photo, I'm just gonna not spoil a lot, but I'm not gonna edit on it yet up until day 40, because it's definitely, at least in my take, in my personal opinion, I think it's rather, it may be just something simple, like probably nothing too exciting to be really excited about, but for me personally, and knowing what I had to do to get that photo, I think personally I really did enjoy that photo taking process, right? Now, I'm sure the question would be, did I record the behind the scenes for that? And judging from last video, what I stated, that we have a newcomer. Granted, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this newcomer is actually in this video right now. I'm not gonna say what it is or where is it located, but say around day 40. Hopefully by then, there should be some sort of hint that there's a newcomer for my gear, right? For my gear, and most importantly for me taking these videos and making behind the scenes footage for these photos, or at least attempting to, right? I'm not gonna say more for that newcomer. We'll hang on to him for another day. Now, I was really debating with this photo, and it may still happen, but I was first just gonna not record right now and just screen record here me, you know, editing the photo, right? And then just recording the video afterwards, kind of talking about what I did and just any other additional things I want to talk about. Because if you guys can kind of see here, there's not too much. There's really not too much to really look at with this photo. I mean, granted, it's of this building. I'm sure whenever I find out, I'm gonna put it down below. But it's this building in DC with pedestrians nearby, because I shot this in my truck while I was driving. So again, nothing too special really, but I just decided on seeing that, and I decided, you know what, that wouldn't be a bad idea for taking a photo, right? So I decided on doing it, and we'll just see. And that's really the whole gist of it. Now, as far as with what my plan is with, with this photo, again, it's rather, to believe it or not, it's rather kind of, I guess, basic, simple. It's not going to be too many changes to begin with. So kind of like what we were doing before in previous videos, as far as adding a bunch of layers into this, making it seem altered slash heavily edited in some cases. With this one, it might be relatively short, nothing really too dramatic. We don't have to go all out. Again, this is just a normal, simple photo. I guess a kind of landscape photo. Although I'm sure that in some way you can make this interesting. It's just that with me, at least with these photos, it's just I'm not entirely sure what to do with this, if I'm being honest. Because as I'm looking at it, I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know what to do with this photo. I mean, with the layers and masking, there's not much to do with this photo. I mean, it would maybe just to be, raise up the exposure a little bit. What we would do in some way, shape, or form, or what I should do actually, believe it or not, as I'm looking at it, should go back to our 4x5 / 8x10. So it can be good for Instagram. So probably if we were to maybe or so slightly decrease the shadows. I think raising up a little bit of the midtones, I think that would be good. Now, from what I've heard and I think how things are going, I should be heading off to another location on this upcoming weekend. But at the same time, I'm hearing that I'm gonna be a little bit too busy in the weekend, so that may be a little bit issue as far as with me trying to upload every day. Although then again, I already kind of failed with that yesterday, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best as far as to have everything recorded and maybe even edit it. So then that way here at the end of the day, I just really gotta worry about either editing or just uploading it, not so much primarily recording it. Because for me, in my cases at least, recording is I wouldn't say the hardest part, but at the same time, once I get the recording done, then everything else as far as with exporting, finishing touches, editing I can do on my spare time, and I normally can do it relatively fast, within 40 to maybe even an hour, depending, right? So that's not really the main concern I have. But like I stated, it should be heading off to another location this upcoming weekend. So hopefully by then, you guys should actually have proper behind the scenes footage of this location. And that is where definitely 100% you guys will see the newcomer. Granted, maybe some of you guys have already catched it, but for those that hasn't, well, you guys will definitely see that newcomer come into play in the weekend. So that's all I'm gonna say. Again, I'm really trying, because in all fairness, I really kind of don't know what to do with this photo. I mean, maybe just doing some very small minor adjustments here and there. Maybe as I look at it, maybe increase a little bit more of the temperature, because since this was during the midday, I think it would suit the photo a little bit better if it's a little bit warmer, since again with the sun and with the warm, I think it would suit the photo better. Well, currently my biggest issue, or what I'm trying to do, is trying to in some way, shape, or form kind of have a balance with this guy. So maybe if I were to head out here with the mask, okay, there you go. Now we have a relatively better I guess we're gonna at least work on this sky, right? Although I am seeing this portion of the dome here, it is looking a taint bit overexposed, so I'm definitely gonna have to Definitely gonna have to work on that. As far as what I'm trying to do here, as far as with basics, I'm actually not gonna do no changes. It's mostly gonna be here on the tone curve. And I'm gonna really see. If we were to slightly increase at this point it'd be the shadows in a way. Let's see if we were to make just a little bit more subtle changes. I think that should be good. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I would add into here, or at least attempt to adjust. I'm also at the same time looking at my histograms. I'm kind of creeping into the overexposed portion, although that may just primarily be the dome. And in all fairness, I think we should move this mask that we have to the dome, and then just over or a little bit underexpose this portion. All right, I think that should be better off. Or what I could do is kind of have that illusion. No, we'll do this. Let's just kind of a little bit, in a way, let's kind of experiment with this kind of towards the right side. Kind of just a teensy bit exposed on the right side, and then kind of having the left side in a way underexposed. So we're gonna create that illusion that there's a light source on the right side. Now granted, I typically, actually more looking at it, I've been stating it, but I keep forgetting. Let's just create a faint light source over here. Now, one comment I am gonna say from my last previous photo is I tried so hard trying to make a circle for the sun or the light source. When I was editing it, I realized I was just an idiot, and I could have just done a radial gradient behind the hawk, and that could have speeded up my process by like double. You know, I don't got much else to say from that. I guess I can only say that, you know, I only learn, but as stupid as it may be, I learn as I'm editing the video, because I then say to myself, you know, what the hell was I thinking when I was recording it, right? So, all right, so in all fairness, I'm not gonna say that's it, because I'm sure there's pretty much more to do. What I am gonna do is kind of fast forward what I did last video, just so that way here you guys don't kind of see me going back and forth, and as far as what I plan on doing. So I'll try to do as many changes as I can, but if not, then that's just gonna really be it for the video. So we'll see what I come up with. Okay, so I think I've done some changes. What I've really just been doing is just kind of messing around with the color grading. It's very subtle, but I think we did a fairly good job. And then just adding in a little bit layers to the photo. Again, not too many changes were gonna be done to this photo, believe it or not. And I was kind of going back and forth as far as adding in a vignetting effect, but personally speaking, I don't want to have a vignetting effect on every single photo. And just, I think personally speaking, I think just the way how it is, I think that's gonna be good. So not any changes to, we're not gonna mess around with vignetting really. Believe it or not, I think that is gonna be it. I don't intend on this video to be a long video, because like this photo was not too many changes to begin with. I mean, we look at the raw photo, it was basically really underexposed primarily, and then just edited, quote unquote, we just really exposed the whole photo. Very subtle changes with masking, okay, maybe adding in a light source. Not too much really, not too much to begin with. Not that this photo needed too many changes. Again, maybe less is better in some cases, but obviously I would still like to add in as many little adjustments as I can, right? But that will really be all for this photo, at least. Again, I was planning on doing something different with this video, as far as with me recording the editing process first and then recording on my Sony later. But I decided, let me just do it. Let me just do it the way how I used to. How maybe that may be something I may do, I don't know, past day 40, just as an experiment, right? Because I don't know, I don't know if you guys would be interested in those type of videos, or maybe you guys are interested, again, the thought process and just looking into, what I think about, or sometimes really, or how I analyze and how I see my image, or how I'm trying to adjust it or change it. I don't know, right? It really all depends on, it's case by case. I mean, we had the last 3 photos that by far one of my most favorite photos of all time that I've edited so far. And with this one, it's not that I don't hate it, but it's subtle. Not too many changes. Not very major changes to begin with this photo, but it was very subtle. And not too much to really worry about, or not too much to be happy, or not, how can I say this? Not too much to be proud, I guess. I can say that because, again, very subtle. I'm sure you guys would have probably imagined just the raw being fine, with just minor changes here and there, and that's all what this photo really needed. But hopefully for tomorrow, day 39, I'm going to try to think of something. I'm going to try to take a photo tomorrow, at least, because I had full intentions on capturing pictures today. And yeah, that just didn't happen because work caught up to me, and that wasn't in the plans. But hopefully tomorrow I should have something good. Maybe, hopefully, if my schedule goes good, maybe I should have something good for tomorrow. And then day 40 will be the photo of one of the photos I took yesterday, the day that I didn't record, because, again, day 40 might be very minor as well from what I'm seeing, but I personally like how the photo came out raw. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, that's all I have to say. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow on day 39, and hopefully in future videos, right? Because I do hope so, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow on day 39.